I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in synchronicity. I don't believe things happen for a reason, because if things happen for a reason, somebody's got it in for me. So, I think this just happened. Other people may say, oh, she was sent. It was meant to be. She was sent to be in your cab. Well, I just don't believe that.
Baltimore, Maryland, 1992 to 1993. Writer and producer Tom D'Antoni was down and out on his luck. He was driving a cab just to make ends meet, and he dipped so low that he actually started playing the Kill Me game. One brief and chance encounter just might have saved his life. This is Common Ties, and radio personality Tom D'Antoni talked about and recorded his story from his studio in Portland, Oregon.
It was 1992, and I had it going. I was living in Baltimore, Maryland. I had a writer, producer, staff job at an advertising agency. I had a show on a national talk radio network. I had begun publishing an alternative newspaper, and I was producing a TV show for the mayor of Baltimore. Around that time, King World hired me to produce segments for a new TV show they were introducing, starring comedian Tim Reed. And I was living with my poet girlfriend and helping her raise a 10-year-old son. I had a great life. Within 6 months, it was all gone. Everything, including the girlfriend. Some of it was my fault, and some of it was bad fortune. Doesn't matter, though, does it? I had nowhere to turn. I got a job driving a cab and spent the next 2+ years working at America's single most dangerous occupation. It's hard to exaggerate how dangerous it is driving a cab in a town like Baltimore or Detroit or Newark or towns like that. The streets are full of predators, and you're a sitting duck. I mean, you're just there with money in your pocket. I never carried a gun. I guess I should have, but since I wanted somebody to blow me away, then I didn't carry it. I wouldn't know what to do with one anyway. But I was insane. I was really, truly insane. You talk about road rage? You don't know about road rage until you've talked to a cab driver. One time I picked up a couple of girls. I always picked up black people, Some of them were actually appreciative of that because I'm not black. I picked up these 2 teenage girls, and I drove them to one location to pick up another friend of theirs, and then they wanted to go up to their grandma's house. Fine. They're about 16, 17 maybe. Now, I've had people run, just jump out of the cab to beat the fare. And, I get upset, and it had happened several times. So I drove, but I was very friendly to these girls. The shield was open. They were talking to me. Everything seemed fine until we got about a block away from where they were going. They wanted to stop at a 7-Eleven. Okay, sure. So I pulled in, and they got out and ran away. I exploded. I had anger that I haven't really felt very much since then. Maybe not at all. And I found myself in a Die Hard movie, driving over vacant lots, through alleys, chasing them, literally chasing them with the cab. And I got to where they were going. I saw them run up on a front porch, and the street was full of drug dealers, criminals, thugs, killers. And I got out of the cab, and I walked up to the porch and demanded my money. Of course, they would just, they weren't going to give it to me. And since I was white, I was not welcome. One of the drug dealers on the street sort of took pity on me, and he gave me the fare. I guess he thought, man, this guy must have a lot of balls to do this, or else he's completely crazy. But anyway, he gave me or maybe he used to drive a cab, who knows. But anyway, he gave me the fare, and I was going to get back in the cab. And somebody yelled an older woman yelled something at me as I was starting to get back in the cab. And I turned to her and said, "Fuck you." Well, Apparently saying fuck you to the matriarch was the wrong move because her entire family, brothers, sisters, uncles, children, grandchildren, ran at me with various tools and beat me very hard, including some lacerations on my legs from a golf club. I broke away. I ran to a store as they were spitting on me. They'd spit on me a lot. Ran to a store, and luckily the woman behind the counter had seen what was going on, and she called the cops. The cops came. I didn't prosecute. I just didn't want to continue it. In the depths of it all, in the middle of winter, when I saw no hope and was playing the kill me game, I picked up a black woman and her little daughter, who was maybe 5 years old. I left the shield open. We didn't talk after she told me where she was going. I was so buried under the weight of my failure I could barely talk to anyone. What prompted her, I'll never know. We drove in silence for 10 minutes. I stopped at a red light. Without warning, the little girl grasped the base of the open shield with both hands. She stuck her head through the opening in the shield and said, "I love you." I busted out crying. It was the kindest thing anyone has ever done for me. Through my tears, I said, "I love you too." My misery continued for another couple of years, and I ended up resuming my career. Who knows if that one moment of pure angelic bliss sustained me? I know it has never left my mind. You know, when I think about her, I still see the little face in my mind, but she's got to be like 20 now, or in her 20s. Maybe she's got little girls of her own. And I wonder if I met her, I would like to thank her for that, but she probably doesn't even remember it. She probably said that to lots of people. Obviously there was love in her family, and she she picked the right time to give it, to spread it around a little bit. Her mother didn't seem to, I didn't notice any reaction from her mother. I would guess that it wasn't anything new. That's what she taught her little girl, and that's what her little girl did, and the fact that I was white had nothing to do with it. And I guess she knew that she had a little angel.
You've been listening to Common Ties. I'm the editor, Elizabeth Moore, and this story was produced by Walter Dixon.